Where do you and Charlie rank on like the TikTok power couples?
Hey, you know me. I'm gonna say we're number one because she's great, and I feel like I'm a great boyfriend, and I think that I know us like personally as well. So I just think that you know we're great people, and even greater together. Um, hey, number one in my heart, to be honest with you.
Yeah, man, I saw that proposal. That was, I mean, not proposal. Geez, don't get ahead of yourself, man.
What video were you watching? I mean, damn near it should have been a proposal. Everyone was like, yo, like you did this just to ask her out. Like, what are you gonna do to actually like ask her? We're gonna have to go to space for me to ask her to marry him. You know what I mean? Like, so,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. I was like, that much work and effort to ask her out. Like, what if you do make it to the proposal? Like, what the hell do you
dude,
do?
that was crazy. I don't even know if you saw her video of our 1 month anniversary. She went killed it. We started. We had like this whole day. She woke me up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and we went and jumped out of a hot air balloon, like skydived out of a hot air balloon, and then went and like shot guns and stuff like that. And then we flew a helicopter to this like private Airbnb in the mountains of like Malibu or Calabasas, where like you can't drive a car there. You have to like literally land a helicopter there to get there. And it was like so crazy, and it was she killed it.
How do you even like meet her? Like, does somebody go like,
Dude,
like?
oh, I've told this story so many times. It's actually such a funny story. I met her. I ended up trying to DM her like 3 years ago. This has been like that's why it's so crazy to me that like we're together now. I'm like, this is insane. But I ended up DMing her a while back, and she was in a relationship. And I'm never like a person to like DM a girl to like try to hook up with her. It's like genuinely like I want to get to like know a girl or like get to know somebody. So that's why I was like, yeah, like if you're ever in LA, like I would love to take you to lunch sometime or like dinner or something like that. She was like, I have a boyfriend, but if it's like for business opportunities, then cool, like let's do it. And I was like for sure, like all good. Like, would you mind if I grab your number? That way, like we can contact easier whenever you get to LA. And she was like, email me. And I was like, oh, I was like, she shot me down hard. Like, didn't even want to give me the number like at all. And I was like, dang. So I left her on red at that point. And then, and we actually met at the Challenger Games, like officially for the first time. We both were competing in the Challenger Games, the thing that Logan did. And she was actually still in that relationship at the time. And I was in a relationship at the time. We just kind of met and said hello and then went about our ways. And then within like the last, I would say probably almost last year, we hung out through mutual friends a few times. And it was still like, that's why it was so organic. We didn't even hang out and think that like we're into each other or anything like that. Like it was so like just kicking it. And we slowly started hanging out more and more. And just that we had an amazing friendship before. It was great. And there was a long time where I was because I just got out of a relationship as well. And I was so like anti-relationship. So was she. It was crazy. And we like I didn't take her on dates or anything at the beginning. I was so like I am so scared to open up to another girl. I just keep getting my heart broken by all these girls, and it's like just so terrible. And so I didn't want to. And she was like eventually like, yo, if you don't take me on a date, I am leaving. Like I was like, oh, and I was like, I better like take control. And so we went on our first date a few months after, like hanging out and stuff like that. It was like a big thing on the internet, like where we got caught on a date with like paparazzi. That was actually not a date at all. That's what crazy. That was not even a date. That was supposed to be like a business meeting, and it was like a comped meal. I even said this in the YouTube video. It was like a comped meal, and there was supposed to be like a whole team there, and it got canceled, but the meal was still comped. So she was like, do you and a few friends want to come just eat the food? Like, and all my friends were actually busy. So I was just like, well, yep, I'll go. Like, why not? Cool. It would be cool to just go eat some food. And they just ended up catching us there together, and it looked like we were dating, like on a date. And it just was a big thing. But we didn't even actually go on a date until like 2 months later. Like that was like our first date.
You think maybe that non-date that you were caught on kind of led to where we are now?
In my relationship with her?
Yeah. Like did all this like the date thing, you're like, oh well, if everybody thinks we went on a date already, might as well take her on a real one.
Dude, honestly, no. No, because I was so like, I don't want to be in a relationship. I was like, so like not even, it was not of my interest at all. And I didn't want to do that with her because I was so scared to like commit to something else and get my heart broken again. And also like, she is amazing. She's beautiful. She's literally perfect in every way. And like, I knew that if I was to let her in like that, then I would end up falling for her. And I was like, I just can't do that right now. I gotta stay focused. Whatever. And just hanging out with her, you know, over the months, it just, everything changes. So yeah, and she's so awesome. Like she's so like understanding when it's time to work and time to split and go apart and do our work. And she's like so like understanding about everything. And it was just so great. I don't know. It just all like the way it planned out was so organic.
What do you learn from each other? Like, what do you learn from her? What does she learn from you? Because y'all are experiencing quite a life.
Yeah, there's a lot. We're actually so different, but it's like we're different, but like so much alike in the same way. Like it's like how they say like differences like collide or whatever it is. But like that's literally us. Like she's so like opposite of me, but yet it's so amazing. She definitely teaches me like to what it like to stay focused on like what actually matters in life. Like she's a big part of that. Like she is all about like putting your phone down and like going out and like experiencing life for life, you know, like not all these like just like through the phone and like always being caught up on the internet and like stuff like that. Cause then you just like really lose like what real life is like, what it's like to go out into nature and just travel and go into the forest or like anything, you know. And then she's so adventurous and so amazing in those ways. So like she really helps me like put my phone down a lot and like go outside and just keep me like honestly really like straight minded.
That's love, man. Congratulations.
But
And you got
when
music
it's
on
time
the
to
way.
work, she wakes up, even if she stays here, she wakes up and goes home at like 8 o'clock in the morning, gets her stuff done. I get my stuff done and we hang out again at nighttime after we're done. Like it's so like great. It's such a great thing.